Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch a webinar around life care funding. My name is Trevor Nicholson, and on behalf of the Life Care Funding team, we're excited to provide you with another financial solution to help your clients and residents, and we look forward to working with all of you. So let's get started. Life Care Funding provides the opportunity to help a senior use their life insurance policy to help them fund their care with you. The problem that seniors are facing today is that they want and need the services that you all provide, but occasionally they do not have the financial resources to afford the cost. And this is where we can help. Our goal as a partner is to help them fund their care with you by using their life insurance policy. When we talk about life insurance, we talk about an enormous amount of money. Right now in the United States, there is $500 billion in life insurance that senior citizens own. In fact, there is more in-force life insurance in this country than there is home equity. Unfortunately, most of that $500 billion will either be lapsed or surrendered back to the insurance company for little to no value. As the screen illustrates, close to 90% of policies will eventually be lapsed or surrendered. Some of that is term life insurance, but a significant amount comes from seniors who lapse or surrender their policies in the last 3 to 5 years of their life when they need that money the most to pay for care at your property. But seniors and their families have very limited options to access the value in a life insurance policy when they do not need it or cannot afford it. Let's take a look at that Medicaid statistic in the middle of the screen. 38% of seniors who went on Medicaid chose to liquidate their policy to qualify. Imagine if they knew that they had the option to use their life insurance policy. It could have helped them afford private pay while also getting some value out of that policy. Let's be clear. Letting a life insurance policy lapse is like throwing it away. When a senior lapses their life insurance, the insurance company keeps all the premium payments and is no longer responsible for paying out a death benefit. If a policy has any cash value, and many do not, seniors can surrender the policy back to the insurance company, but usually for less than 10% of the policy face value. Fortunately, there's a much better solution. And that solution is using life care funding to help seniors and their families access the value in their current life insurance policy to pay for the senior care service that you offer by converting the policy into a long-term care benefit plan that pays you directly. Life Care Funding's long-term care benefit plan will pay for virtually every type of care. Therefore, if a prospect needs to start using your services and they are currently using another type of service, we can move the benefit with them to help them fund care with you. How is all this possible? What most people don't realize is that they own their life insurance policy. Many people think the life insurance company owns the policy, but nothing could be further from the truth. In 1911, Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes wrote the majority opinion in the landmark Supreme Court case establishing that a life insurance policy is personal property just like a home or stock. Seniors own their life insurance and they have the right to use it to fund care with you. I often get asked the question, why would I use my life insurance policy to pay for my care? My question back is always, why did you buy your life insurance policy in the first place? Most people buy life insurance to protect family against a catastrophic event. The family is usually the children. But circumstances change over time, and so do insurance needs. If you need money for care, you have to ask yourself that question. Do I still need my life insurance policy? For instance, are the children adults and financially independent? I can only hope that when my 2 little girls are grown up, they are not sitting around waiting for me to pass away to collect their money on my life insurance policy. I can only hope that when I need senior care, my children are not financially dependent on me. Certainly, my obligation will have changed to keep this policy in force, and I would hope that my children's interest is to help their father use the best financial resources to help me afford my senior care. So, how does this program work? Once the policy is converted into a benefit plan based on the present day value, the funds are deposited into an FDIC insured irrevocable account under the senior's name in a national chartered bank designed to fund you, the care provider. Automatic payments are made out of this account to the provider on a month to month basis. The payment can also be adjusted to help with any change in care needs. We also preserve a minimum of $5,000 or 5% of the policy conversion for a beneficiary of the family's choosing. Most importantly, our program was built to comply with all state life insurance and settlement regulations. And if the senior passed away before the entire benefit is spent, any remaining balance would go to the beneficiary of the family's choosing. I want to preface this next slide with you do not have to pre-qualify candidates for our program. In fact, if you are having conversations with seniors and their families where they think they or their loved one has a policy, but they are not sure of the specifics about the policy type and size, please offer to connect them with Life Care Funding, and we'd be happy to help the family find out that information. Almost any type of life insurance is eligible for conversion to a long-term care benefit, including term, universal, whole, even group and government policies. The life insurance policy needs to have a death benefit of at least $50,000 or greater to be eligible for conversion into a long-term care benefit. As I mentioned earlier, the benefit funds all types of senior care. Let's review some success stories. In the case on the screen, a daughter was trying to help her father afford home care. She was tasked with finding the best care provider for her father in her area. And prior to her exploration, she and her father agreed that it would be best to lapse this policy. It had high premiums and no cash value. They saw no reason to keep the policy in force. Their focus was trying to figure out how to afford dad's senior care. Luckily, when the daughter met with the home care provider that she wanted to use for her father, they offered Life Care Funding's program. The daughter explained that they were considering lapsing the policy, but would be grateful to learn more about how to use her father's policy to fund his care. The daughter was connected with Life Care Funding, and we were able to convert her father's $250,000 policy into a $150,000 benefit plan that was used to fund his home care on a month-to-month basis, preserving $5,000 for the daughter for an end-of-life expense. Before I continue, one important point that you have to understand is this. We all know that $150,000 is a lot of money to help a family out. But this is money that the family did not know they had the option to receive. And that's how every success story goes. People are not going to be walking into your office asking if they can convert their life insurance policy because they don't know the option exists. Therefore, I can promise you that when you help a family out with this, they are absolutely ecstatic because, again, they didn't know that using a life insurance policy to fund their or their loved one's senior care was a choice. To couple that statement, I want you all to understand that it's hard to find seniors with in-force life insurance policies of $50,000 or more. But I highly recommend that you keep asking that question, creating the awareness, because when you find the appropriate candidate who could benefit from using Life Care Funding, you can help them out dramatically. In this next case, the policy owner was planning to use the cash value that she had saved up in her policy to help act as a funding bridge to help her afford her stay at an assisted living property. Unfortunately, she neglected to pay the premiums, and the insurance company took out all of the cash value to pay for premiums owed. The insured thought that her policy was worthless and she was going to lapse it. Luckily, the marketer at the property offered to connect her with Life Care Funding, and sure enough, we were able to convert her policy into a $35,000 benefit plan, far exceeding what used to be the cash value saved in that policy. This, of course, gave her that funding bridge that she needed to move in. So why offer this program? Because it's a win-win for every party involved. The prospective or current client or resident gets the opportunity to tap into an asset to help them fund their care with you. More specifically, an asset they did not know they had the option to use prior to talking with you. This will give them the chance to help them fund their care. There are no premiums to pay. Life care funding takes on this financial burden from the policy owner, and we become the beneficiaries responsible for paying the premiums. Absolutely no fees charged to any senior who uses our program. And if that current resident or client is using life care funding and they passed away before the benefit account was used, any remainder would go to the beneficiary of the family's choosing. And here's what you get: another financial resource to help you increase your occupancy and revenue. This is a great resource for prospects inquiring and learn more about using you. Think of all the families who you've met with in the last 6 months who might own a life insurance policy. It couldn't hurt to go back and ask. And please do not neglect current residents and clients about this financial solution. This can help people who are spending down or might even owe an outstanding balance. This is an excellent private pay source of funds, and there are, of course, no fees charged to you to use our program. So how do you create that awareness about this program? The answer is keep it simple and let us do the work. We want to make sure that we're here to help every step of the way. We'll be glad to mail out brochures to all of you at absolutely no cost. We also have information via PDF that we could email over, from frequently asked questions to success stories. You name it, we have it. And please take advantage of our website. On there you'll find animated training videos, testimonial videos of families who've used our program. There's press, active blog, you name it, it's there. And we also offer bi-weekly training webinars if you ever want to jump on one of those to get a refresher about this program. And we do a raffle on those, so you might win an iPad or a lobster dinner just for attending. Lastly, and most importantly, use me as a resource. You can always contact me anytime with anything and everything that you need from life care funding. Should you have a family curious to learn more about our program, please feel free to have them contact me anytime or offer to have me connect with them. So how do you present the life care funding option? You have to ask that question: do you have a life insurance policy? And on the screen are some suggestions into how to do that, such as you may be able to use a life insurance policy to pay for care by converting it into a life care benefit. Or we work with Life Care Funding, who helps seniors and their families pay for senior care using a life insurance policy. Or I'm leaving you with some information on Life Care Funding. Please feel free to contact them directly, or I would be happy to connect you. We've also seen a lot of positive press about us in recent years. National media outlets have endorsed us as a new and innovative way to help seniors fund their care. It's good to know that when you use Life Care Funding, you are using the company who pioneered the concept of converting life insurance to help fund seniors' care. And I get it, everyone. Our program can sound a bit complicated. So let us do the work. It's as simple as the acronym ACE. Ask the question, do you own a life insurance policy? Offer to connect that family with life care funding, or offer to have life care funding connect with that family. And conclude every conversation with further education with a brochure, access to our website, or both. Our financial solution can dramatically help a family afford the care that they need with you. And we want to make sure that every senior that you are working with has every financial resource available, because a well-informed senior is a less vulnerable senior. On the screen, you'll see my contact information. I encourage you to reach out to me with anything that you need from Life Care Funding. I want to thank you again for taking the time to watch this webinar, and thank you so much for the support. I look forward to working with all of you.